This video says Joey's flop. Joey's flop is all Kendrick's fault.
What's poppin', y'all? I think it's about time we address the crowd that always has a lot to say about new age rappers and talking about how, man, like, rap sucks now. Like, these people are whack, this and that. Because Joey Badass, who we can agree spanked the West Coast, like, really just BAU, belt to behind, just worked them this year. And he got ducked by Kendrick Lamar, which all the Kendrick Lamar stands seem to they're just like, oh, nah, you don't got to respond to Joey. Joey's not big enough. Meanwhile, Drake, if he didn't respond, they would say, man, how are we not responding to Kendrick? And let's really not try to play like Kendrick Lamar is on Drake's level commercially whatsoever. He could have used that excuse, but they would not have allowed that excuse. So I thought he was trying to bring the game back to what it used to be, which is him, Joey Badass, having earned the right to be responded to by Kendrick Lamar. But Kendrick decided to just duck it. Hey, that's not a problem. But Joey, he dropped an album recently, which, unfortunately, and I say this with a heavy heart, did not sell too well. I think it sold like, 9K first week? I think it didn't even debut in the top 200 albums. Yeah, it didn't even chart in the top 200 albums of that week. Lonely at the top. I think this is sad. Some people will say, like,
no, it's not. It's not sad at all.
The album wasn't good. They didn't enjoy it. And this is Joey's first album to not enter the charts, which is, we don't know if it sold 5K. We don't know if it sold 4K. We don't know what it did. But after Joey's performance, after Joey's history, right? This is his first album since 2000, which was a great album. In 2022, 2000 was a great album. Are we going to lie to each other here? We're not lying to each other. Okay, good. We're on the same page here. Now, you may say 1999 was better, sure, but that's not the argument we're trying to make. And then he announces a tour, which every rapper does. Everyone talks about, we got to go on tour after just dropping an album. And he decided to have the following people on tour with him, which I don't know if we could use hindsight as 2020 to say that this was a bad selection.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is a first look at the current industry-leading AI app builder, and you wouldn't believe the kind of apps that people are creating. Smart nutrition apps, inventory trackers, onboarding tools, you name it. And if the only thing stopping me from making
but he hindsight is 2020 to say that this was a bad selection, but he got Ab-Soul and Rhapsody on this tour that was supposed to start on October 16th and go on until November 20th. And to say, first off, Ab-Soul had a nightmare of a performance on Kai Cenat's stream. He did the freestyle. Yeah, he did a freestyle on Kai Cenat's Mafiathon Radio, which was a collaboration with On the Radar throughout the whole month. And it was bad. It was really bad for somebody that's as talented as Ab-Soul. And I don't think that had any effect whatsoever on ticket sales. Some people will say, oh, no, that's why. No, that had no effect on ticket sales. Ab-Soul fans would have showed up to an Ab-Soul show because they love him for his catalog, and they want to see him perform, not for whatever random performance that he had. But Joey, this actually scares me. And this is just so disappointing. And I think it's completely out of Joey's hands. How could Joey have had a better year? Well, he could have had a hit song, maybe. But he did it in the way, and this is the thing where what Kendrick's talking about is complete cap. And this is the funny thing. People are like, yo, Kendrick's bringing back real rap. Like, he's bringing back the feeling. No, he's not. He is bringing back his own, well, he's not bringing back. He took his own career to another level, but everyone else, that's not happening for them. Joey, he went into a rap battle with multiple other people, dropped great diss tracks, had great press, dropped an album, and some people will say, well, the album sold poorly because it was a bad album, which is such a moronic take because albums first week sell based on the hype. Now, if it tanks second week and nobody's listening to it and just falls off the charts, then you can say people didn't enjoy the album. Or if the midweek projections become lower, or like the final sales of the week are lower than what the midweek projection said, then maybe people didn't like it too much. But the first week is usually based off of hype, and there wasn't that much hype. So all of this rap battling that Joey did, all of this press, all of this real rap stuff that he did, it didn't amount to anything. And then he had to cancel shows. And I'm going to give you guys a counter example here, because Joey's been in the game since what, 2012? We can say that's fair, right? 2012, really, when he got in. And he's been doing this 13 years. So the venues that he was trying to book have venues like House of Blues in Cleveland, which is about 2,500 people, 2,500 cap. The Fillmore in Detroit, 2,800. I think House of Blues Anaheim is another venue that's about like 3K. There's another rapper that came out in 2018, 2019, who is doing these venues alone. We're talking about with not only headlining, but doing them alone, as in, for example, like Joey and Ab-Soul, they're a similar level. They're not too far apart from each other. Rhapsody, yeah, she's on the lower end, popularity-wise, not skill of rapping-wise. The person that I'm talking about is Lil Tecca. Lil Tecca is set to perform at House of Blues Anaheim. Lil Tecca has been doing shows that are like 2,500 to 3,000 plus people and selling them out. And the people on Lil Tecca's tour is Lil Tecca, this other guy, Faudy, who is an up-and-coming artist. He's not popping like that, not yet. And that's really it. He doesn't got anybody else on the show. And he's been selling out every single date. And several thousand people. So Joey and Ab-Soul and Rhapsody all combined together, these rapidy rap people, they are unable.
Joey Badass with special guest Ab-Soul and Rhapsody
to sell as much as Lil Tecca. Now, granted, Lil Tecca is outselling Joey Badass's album too, but the reason why I don't compare the album sales of Joey or Lil Tecca is because, of course, number one, album sales can be fudged a little bit. They can be messed around with. But Lil Tecca is on Republic. He's on a major label. He had 2 songs that were hits this year. Now, they didn't stay on the charts for they stayed on the charts for quite a long time, but they didn't get to the top 40 or really top 10, which is so insanely difficult. You're competing with country, you're competing with K-pop, you're competing with pop. It's really, really tough for a hip-hop song to get up there. But one thing we can certainly compare is how many people showed up to a show. And in this case, people aren't showing up to a Joey show. And that's the announcement that they said was the following. Due to circumstances outside our control, Joey has to cancel his tour, including our Atlanta date, on 11/15. Refunds will be automatically processed. Stay tuned for a date next year. And you just really can't do. And it's, the thing that bothers me the most about this is people just clowning him, saying, oh, he thought he was better than Kendrick, can't even sell out 2,000 person venues. What?
Yes, exactly.
Selling out venues, which I think is kind of sad that Joey's not able to sell this album. How often does Joey tour? That doesn't take away from the quality of the music that Joey puts out. It doesn't take away from the level of a rapper he is, but it does take away from the people that talk about why rappers like Joey are less common now. They're less common now because it's not financially feasible. It doesn't make sense. If you're a label and you see this, you're like, yo, this guy's one of the best rappers in the game. He's been in the game for 13 years. He can't even sell out these venues. Granted, labels are more concerned with an artist selling records and people streaming their music than they are venue sales. But even as a rapper, if you yourself are a skilled rapper, you're like, well, I think it makes more sense.
A lot of hype around this new plugin. It's called Co-Producer from Output. It basically allows you to find and flip samples. This plugin also got placed in the top 2025 plugins by Music Radar. Co-Producer will listen to what we just made. Based on that, it will find samples for us. So I just added Co-Producer right here. We just press record and then press play. We got to describe the vibe we want to go for. This works in any DAW and it is with no crates and stuff. Ambient bell. This pad is insane. What? It's literally just a pocket sample library. Oh, I need some strings. Oh, I need some guitars. Oh, I need this. And you can try it out today for free. We can create
for me to not make this type of music and to make another type of music that's going to have a wider appeal, so I can actually not have to cancel shows after being veteran. Can we call him a veteran? A young veteran? A young veteran in this game? And so you have to be the one to show up to these shows. That's the only way that you're going to get more music like this. Otherwise, Joey needs to just get back to maybe penning some hits, dropping another Devastated, because you give these guys rap and look what they give you. It's unappreciative. And this is sad because I think I feel for Joey because I know he's worked on this for a very long time. And what he felt like, okay, this is the moment when I'm going to go in and I'm going to get my time to shine. And this is why I got to criticize Kendrick for this. Kendrick going back and forth with Joey would have given him the platform, the visibility to shine. And it could have changed the entire course of this tour if they went back and forth. But Kendrick, being the selfish person that he is and only caring about his career, decided, well, I don't care if he's on tour either. I was about to make an excuse for him and say, well, granted, he's on tour. No, we don't care about that. He can write up some raps. If he was anywhere when Drake talked about him, he can hop in. And Kendrick is elite. He's an elite rapper. So if you're telling me that Lil Wayne recorded the Carter 3 classic album while on tour, you guys see the Carter documentary? Amazing documentary, by the way. If Lil Wayne was able to do that, you're telling me Kendrick can't do that? But Kendrick only cares about his own career, did not give... This isn't even like he's giving charity to Joey. Like, Joey washed your boys, Ray Vaughn, and these other guys on your coast, and you're not even stepping up. And you would have helped them in the same way in the spirit of competition. But, yeah, I think this just fell out of Joey's... If Kendrick had responded to Joey, this would have went completely different. That's my belief. Because just look at the shows that Kendrick is doing right now. If Kendrick did not beef with Drake, he would not be doing stadiums. Like, stadiums is insane. Even Drake hasn't done stadiums yet. And some people will say that Drake fans are like, well, it's because of the acoustics and he'd rather do several nights at an arena. And maybe that's the case. But I'm saying he hasn't done it. Not that he's not able to, but he has not done that yet. But let me know what y'all think in the comments.
You can probably say that for pretty much the whole industry. A lot of people that flopped, but if people want to say flop, if you want to just add that word into like the hip hop and rap category, basically in that specific industry, then you would call it that essential word. It's like everything's based on numbers, everything's based on status, when it comes to being an artist. It's good that people can go to venues and people can still go to events and perform their music, which regardless of how a person's music is, like, their music doesn't take away from them being an artist. Like, it doesn't take away from them standing out, of them being talented, them being musical, and them just be themselves. Unless if some artists do be themselves, because some of them don't. Some of them do, some of them don't be themselves and trust themselves to at least do what they love and to continue to build based off how many people would stick to you being an artist just by being yourself and just being authentic, and then just based off your authenticity instead of doing music just to keep this image of yourself to be more powerful than anyone.